All right, guys, welcome to the Put Work In podcast. If you're here on the live stream, if you're listening in to the recording, we're live today. We're going to talk about what marathon training has taught us. Peyton just dropped the ball on me, just told me he's almost an hour late to the podcast. 48 minutes. You've probably been here 5 minutes, so we'll say it's four. We'll just give you 40 minutes late.
Heck
Now, if you did that to any job, bro, you'd be fired.
Yeah, but I was at my job, so we can't use that.
Well, you'd be fired from this one. Owen Raines is watching. What's up, Owen? Boo, LSU. Ole Miss versus LSU. LSU's in town. I do want to talk to people about Ubering. Yeah, boo, LSU.
And why you shouldn't do it. Yeah, I agree.
I got Rylan. Come here, Rylan.
Oh.
You want to talk to the people? Say boo, LSU.
Boo SU.
Yeah. Well, he's working on it. I'm trying to teach him so when he goes over to his family's house, he don't say what they say. He says what I told him.
Bro, he can't be friends with Christopher.
Say go Rebels.
Go Wolves.
Say Ole Miss.
Yes.
Say Hell State.
No, don't say that. Never. Don't even listen to that. So, yeah, LSU's in town this week. So I'm Ubering. I did like 6 or 7 hours last night. Kind of slow, honestly. I guess a lot of people are driving, so I didn't make that much money. I made like $130. I don't know, do the math. That's like almost $20 an hour. Almost. But then you gotta spend gas. But
I'll be making that.
I'm looking at making I really want to make 2,000 this weekend, but that's a big jump. I know I can make at least 1,000, so I'm at least somewhere in the middle will be a victory.
How do you open this thing?
Ubering, man. Y'all get out there and Uber. It's so easy, bro. If you got a new enough car, good driving record, some insurance, easy money, bro. So that's all I got to say about Ubering. But I need to get down, buddy. I'm podcasting. You can't get on my desk.
Sorry,
something about these kids and wanting to get into everything and get on everything. Yeah, save your GoPro for when we're not podcasting. Man, mess this whole focus up. Anyways, they want to be on and in everything that they're not supposed to be. If you have kids, you know.
Now we locked in. Though.
I come in here this morning and my whole bookshelf back there was like disassembled. This whole room was a mess.
This window's got to go.
All right, bro, you gotta get down. Go see your mama. Go see mama. You could just. You're talking about why you can't sleep, bro. I mean, it's like you're basically outside sleeping. The sun's meant to wake you up. That sunlight's gonna wake you up after you get a certain amount of.
Is that why God created the sun? Was to wake me up?
Yeah.
I think it was to provide light over the land.
Yeah. So you could
said,
be awake.
"Let there be light, not let there be a way to make somebody wake up."
It's implied because it's literally what happens when sunlight and light hits your eyes. You wake up.
Correlation does not equal causation.
It's pretty scientific, bro. It's finna be a correlation of this kid. You're getting knocked out.
All right, my focus is turning to
send him to
podcast when I move this right here.
All right, so yeah, it's pretty much why you need blackout curtains. If you want to do unnatural things like stay up all night, you gotta
want you to know,
make unnatural lighting.
The light coming out. See, this is not how much light's coming to that window.
Well, it's a lot.
If
I can see it at all.
Like it.
If you can see the light at all, it's too much, bro. If there's just a slight crack of light in my room, it's waking us up.
That's just your fault for not training yourself to.
Hey, Owen. Owen's the new Roger.
Hey, ain't Roger headed somewhere yet? Is it time?
Where's my shoes at? Is that
I
this
don't
week?
know.
It's still September, bro. Yeah, it's next week.
Yeah, but he said like 3 days or something.
I got some new shoes. I'm gonna go get them. I can show them off. I'm gonna see what Owen thinks. You gotta talk while I'm gone. We're live.
So I'm talking. We're gonna talk when he gets back with his Saucony's. Don't let him tell you. He called them Saucony's earlier, and that really makes me mad. They're Saucony's. He should have gotten Ultra, but it is what it is.
What'd you say, bro?
Dissing your shoes.
These are the pair. Look how dirty they are, bro. These were white when I got them.
You know what sucks is now I have to buy another pair of shoes for race day.
You need to get some very bright lime green shoes because we've all had white for this whole year together. So these are Nike Pegasus 39s. All right, so here's my review of these. I bought these like February for like $40 because they were on sale. That's the good thing about Nike Pegasus is they're always on sale. They're like a bottom of the line training shoe. They don't give you any boost or anything. You're doing all the work basically. You're just a little cushion. I put 420 miles on these, and it may or may not be why I am currently injured. On some crappy running shoes, I put 420 miles on.
Definitely should have changed them about 120 miles ago.
Yeah. Well, I didn't even like pay attention to it. I just looked at it one day and it was at 400, and I was like, "Oh."
You don't have it set up to notify you when you hit 300
No.
miles?
No. I ran a 635 mile in these, like right after I got them. I ran a 54:30, I guess, 10K in these. And these are not racing shoes. But one thing I noticed with these shoes that was different from my last shoes was my last shoes are worse than these. I ran the last marathon in those shoes. I don't even know what they were. But it was actually my second pair of those shoes. My first pair got stolen. Anyways, so second pair, ran the marathon in them. Feet locked up after I got to 18 miles. So it may or may not have to do with the shoes. I figured it could have been the shoes or just lack of training now that I look back and realize I didn't train at all. I literally did what I was doing. This training block in a week compared to what I do in a month then is about the same. So, anyways, these shoes, got these. I noticed like my feet, I'm trying to think where it would hurt. Instead of the top of because those shoes I used to have, the top of my feet like would hurt from like the laces. And these, I'd have a lot of trouble with like the arches. The arches of my feet would hurt. These are the Pegasus 39s. But I love the shoes. I mean, they work. They're cheap. I'm not like, don't have like countless. I still have the same, my daily driver tennis shoes are the same tennis shoes I bought on my honeymoon in 2017, 6 years ago. So I'm not like just buying shoes left and right. I only buy shoes for uses. Hey,
I wish I could say the same. I still have 2 pairs of Hey Dudes that I've never worn.
yeah, this dude just has expendable.
Dude, what the heck happened, bro?
You got expendable monetary source. I can't think of what it's called. Anyways, so that's why I got these. And they like kind of hurt my feet, but I mean, it was there. I could work through it, and I always had trouble. I don't know if you're a runner, you know about the runners loops here.
Bro, I don't have runners loops. What?
But you have to like the last hole. You have to loop it in there, but this helps lock your laces in and lock it into your heel, which makes them fit better. So I started doing that on these shoes.
I've ran 360 miles the past 4 months, and I don't know anything about runners.
Yeah, because you don't know, like you don't know about anything though.
I just do
You just
things.
kind of do it off the top of your head. Anyway, so that helped a lot, but I had trouble with like discomfort in like I'll have one shoe too tight, one shoe too loose, and like one would hurt after a while, and one wouldn't. It was not. They're not super crazy comfortable. So that's just my review of these. They're good beginner shoe, like, and different people's feet fit differently. So these just may not be the best for me. I liked them. I was planning on getting some more until I put these that I got last night. I tried them on for the first time, and I was like, why would I buy anything else? So I'm gonna show y'all my new shoes. So beware. Be ready.
Da-da-da-da.
Hold on. All right.
I just turned my whole freaking camera sideways, man.
Here they are. We got
Oh, that's so
audience
bright.
members in here too. Man, it's really brightening up the whole screen. They are brighter than I thought they'd be. Bro, just putting these down and grabbing these. They're so much lighter, bro.
Let me sit. Oh, that is freaking
What if
light.
we had another shoe over there and I just did that? There's like it's like way lighter just off the instant. Like, well, it's not way lighter, but I mean, when they're this light, I mean, it's probably at least 3 times lighter. Because this one actually has weight. I don't even know this one's there.
But like, I don't even like want to swap shoes this early. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
I
had to. But
if I want to, I mean,
you
like,
still got a month. I mean, 2 weeks.
I mean, like
It's only
swapping.
2 weeks away, bro.
I mean, like going from what I've been running in for the past 7 months to
the new pair of them.
To like a whole new different shoe.
Well, that's what people say is train in one, find one you like, and then right before your marathon, like a week or two, buy a new pair of shoes, just so you have, because you wear them down and they don't give you the response that you're looking for a race. Like you want the shoe to help during a race. Hold on, baby.
I mean, like I would buy another pair of what I have, but they don't have any bright colors.
So these are the Saucony. He says, what do you call them? Saucony?
Yeah,
I say Saucony. Everybody says different. Endorphin Speed 3s. So these were, I believe, $140. I don't know what they were, honestly. But I did a lot of research. I told her I was buying them. I worked hard. I did some Uber driving so I could buy these heifers. Anyways, they're super bright. I wanted a bright pair just to have, you know. All my shoes are dull colored. So, anyways, instant reaction, super light. And then put them on. I did the heel lock. Stop. I did the heel loops, the runner loops, and they actually, like, I watched a guy on YouTube one time do his like that, and then he did the strings like this. I can't, like, and it worked for him. I've been trying to do that and it never worked. I don't know what I'm trying to tell y'all, but hey, bro, chill out. So the laces on these are really like plush and soft. I see that could probably end up being a problem, but that just makes it like putting these on. They're so comfortable on the top of my feet, and I tighten them all the way down, and like I can't even tell that they're like there. They're like become one with your feet. And the other ones, you tighten them down, it like hurts. So, and then I test drove them for like a quarter mile, and like was effortlessly flying in them.
You didn't log it.
They're like, no, I didn't log it. I didn't know if it was gonna hurt or not, and I'd have to quit. And I was wearing like khakis and stuff. But like they throw you forward. They feel a lot different, like weird. I feel like my form's a little different with them, just because I feel like there's a lot bigger heel going on, and they kind of throw you forward. But we're gonna see how they work.
Well, I unfortunately cannot get bright shoes for race day.
You can. You just don't want to. I mean, we got 1.5 long runs. I did look at our calendar, and like our half marathon Monday, and then literally like it's like the next week is our marathon.
So you said
but
like the next 2 Mondays we would be running, or I don't even know how we're gonna.
yeah, we'll do the next 2 Mondays.
But like then we're running 10 miles 5 days before the marathon.
No, it's like 6 days because the marathon's on a Sunday.
Yeah. I just guessed, and it's one extra day. Oh wow!
Why would you guess when you could just know based off of
I
stuff?
just said a number. You don't have to be
Why
exact.
would you do that? Yeah, it's a big, like in the period of a week, 1 day is a lot.
In the period of
It's
a
a
week,
whole
1
nother
day
day
is
of
not a lot.
recovery. It's a whole nother day, bro.
In a period of 3 days, a day's a lot.
It's a third. So you can just run a 10K instead of a 10 miler. I was watching a guy, Jeremy Miller. So this, like 3 of the YouTubers I follow are doing the Chicago Marathon. I think it's like, she said it was in 2 weeks. So like next weekend maybe, or this weekend. And they're all doing it super fast. Anyway, he was talking about he decreases his volume like 30% a week. He starts 2 weeks out. So that'd be like this week or last week. I don't know. What do people mean by 2 weeks out? Like you're going 2 weeks from the marathon week or 2 weeks from the marathon? I don't know. Anyways, 30% off of his training mileage. The next week, it was like 30 more percent. And he was like changing his lifts. He was cutting like the load on his lifts down by like 60%. And then he was just doing body weight the week of. I have this last like month, bro, have minimalized my strength training. And I didn't mean to. It just happened. Which is, it's fine. I'm not getting smaller size wise, but I maybe get like, I have this theory that I'm like losing muscle and gaining fat because I feel like I'm fatter at a small, like 10 pounds lighter than I was. But anyways, I'm gonna try to, so my strategy for the next, like, what we got, 2 to 3 weeks, the week of the marathon, obviously gonna carb up like crazy and probably get up. I'll probably like regain all the like weight that I lost, but like I'm just trying to get every little bit of extra, get a little bit of extra weight off every pound to help. But them shoes, bro, I'm gonna test them out for that half marathon. I'm gonna really push myself anyway, and we're gonna see, bro. It's gonna hurt.
So everybody sees who's the 3-time reigning champ.
Man was like, oh, and when he's not winning, he's like, I don't do that. I ain't worried about no challenge. And then when he's winning, he's like, well, yeah.
To be fair, this kind of happened because you stopped running.
Yeah, I haven't ran in like since a week and a half. I haven't done training runs, but like our long run of 20 miles, which we'll talk about, which I ran in those shoes that had 400 miles on them. That's why they have 420. On an injury, bro, because I got injured 3 days before the 20 miler. Anyways,
And I don't know why it hurt so much.
Yeah, it hurt a lot.
It hurt a lot more than it was supposed to, honestly. Like, I felt good from that 15, but the 20
dude, like, killed the
pace.
15, like ran the 15 in a half marathon time, and then 20 about died him.
Yeah,
man, because they were like 3 days apart. Oh, they were 6 days apart. Oh,
they were 6 days, 5.5 days.
Anyways, I don't even know what I was gonna say, but I'm gonna test those out on half marathon. Oh yeah, I haven't ran in like a week and a half, so I have 95 miles for September. I really wanted to get up and run this morning, but I need to sleep so I can make a lot of money this weekend. I always end up like getting up at 4 anyways on Uber days, and then for some reason at 10 o'clock I'm falling asleep, and like the money starts going crazy at like 11. So
I
always
could
mess myself
get
up.
those vanished carbons, dude.
What are those, bro?
Those are like the better of the ones that I have, but they're $60 more.
You should get the like elite endorphins. Get like the $270 shoes
But those don't have wide
for
toe
race day.
box.
I think they got wide now.
I like
You got
wide toe
wide foot
box.
for?
I got wide toe box.
I've never seen a box of your toes.
You could. You just haven't asked. I keep a couple up there in the attic.
Just in case.
Yeah.
Oh, and who you got winning? Are you still here?
Bro, I could get lime green.
Today's Friday. Why aren't you at school, Owen? Are you watching me on at school? We're on streaming live from Pope School.
Whoa, dude.
He said he's got LSU.
30-day trial runs guaranteed. I could buy these, run the marathon, and just give them back.
Yeah. You could, bro. Do you want to talk about the 20 miler? Or you just want to say that it hurt a lot? I tell people this. All right, throw in there that we're in the middle of training. Throw in there that I had crappy shoes apparently and didn't know it. And they had 400 miles on them. And I was dealing with a little injury. We finished the 20 miler in 4 hours, like 3:58, 59. So 3:59 basically. Just throw the second on there. So
it's not a second. That's a whole minute.
Our dream goal,
in the span of an hour, a minute is a lot.
Our dream goal, sub 430, right? I don't know what yours is now. I feel like you could realistically land between 4 and 430, just based off of your efforts. Anyways, so last year, peak long run workout. Not even a workout, just a long run. 20-mile run with Trevor. I only did 19 miles or 18 miles. I don't even remember. I just know I didn't finish because my feet blew up and it hurt. And all right, sorry, hold on.
So Dylan is going to do something. I don't know what he's doing.
Anyways,
he's back.
It took 4.5 hours last year just to do 18, 19 miles. And I was completely disabled after. Needed a handicap sticker. I literally limped the last mile. Marathon comes around last year. Same thing happened, same mileage. I literally limped for like 6 to 8 miles. And like the last 6 to 8 miles took me 2 hours. No.
Open the door. Open the door.
No, you can't go outside right now. Luca just gave me an ugly face when I said that. He said, "What? Can't go outside. Don't beg like that. You look silly." Anyways. Where's Mom at? Anyways. You could talk some, dude. You don't even gotta like not talk ever.
I mean, you were supposed to be explaining what you were talking about.
You gotta fill in the spaces when I'm dealing with kids over here. Anyways,
I filled in while you were gone.
Just considering all that stuff, I feel 4:30 to 5 hours is doable for me. I mean,
I hope so. If you don't get sub 5, I'm shooting your toes.
I don't agree, but because you never know what could happen. Oh yeah, the recovery from the 20 mile this week, I was ready to roll like the next day. So I feel really good. It was even though we didn't hit 3:30, which was like whatever we were shooting for that day.
We were supposed to be doing a tempo, and we didn't even tempo it.
You threw out a goal that morning, and I was like, okay, sure. 4 hours sounds great for me. We hit 4 hours basically on the dot. But bro,
I feel like all you have to do is just run it faster. It's kind of hard. You just run it faster.
Yeah, the hard part about running it, yeah, I mean, I need to definitely try that. But the hard part about running faster is like you want to save your energy and not like go all out in the beginning of the race or the run because you still have the second part of the like the last part. But if you hold out, you're still beat up. Maybe these shoes will keep me from being beat up so much, and I can just like PR by like 30 minutes. I mean, that's a big jump. That's that I'm exaggerating. You want to come show them? You want to come show them the kid? This is our miracle worker here. Bye, Felicia.
And Abby.
And Abby. So I feel like finishing
I feel good.
the way we finished it, it hurt a lot, but I feel I left that coming out of that run extremely confident. And if you don't know, my first marathon I ran, like I said, I locked up at mile 18, 6 hours and like 7 minutes, 6 hours, 6 minutes, something like that, limping. And I was disabled for like 2-3 days. Like, I sat down like 10 minutes after the race and fell when I stood up. Like, my legs did not like me. I'm sure it's going to be the case again, but not nearly as bad. Because I literally was running through like pain for like 2 hours, like almost to point of tears pain. So I'm sure that wasn't healthy for my legs. So, man, I mean, I ran 20 miles the other day and we're almost fully recovered the next day. Like 2 days later, I was squatting heavy and felt great. So I feel a lot better about my, we can go into our subject about anything we've learned through the marathon training, like just consistency and putting the work in. Even like I don't feel necessarily faster than I did a year ago, and I'm heavier, like 10 to 15 pounds heavier. So that may have to do with that probably. But like these workouts and these runs don't impact me the same way they did last year. Like last year, long run, I'm down for like days. But this year, like, and it may have to do it probably has something to do with the shoes. But at the same time it has to do with the long run training, the low steady training, the consistency of just getting out there and building that endurance and durability. Because man, I remember like even going back to before the marathon training, like a year before that, just starting running like 1 or 2 miles would give me shin splints, and like that was a lot. And last year, like a 45-mile month was like a huge, bro. We were like, dang, bro, we really running, and we be doing that in like a week this year. So
yeah,
which I don't think I have, but you have.
So I thought about this topic while I was running yesterday. I ran 6 3/4 mile yesterday, did my 75-minute easy run, and there was a reason because I was like, I'm always thinking while I'm running, and like it's usually about running in general. It's like because I can get into some deep thought with myself, but I got to thinking last night, about this topic, and I'm just like, what there are several things that this marathon training prep have taught me. And I'll preface this by saying I'm not following some widely used program or anything. If it's widely used, and who read my notes?
You made it up on your own.
Yeah, crap, my mind went blank. I downloaded a Garmin marathon program, and then Dylan sent me his, and I kind of compared the two, and then just kind of came up with my own.
You're a hybrid athlete.
Yeah, I kind of just like did what I did and just made my own. So I'm not a professional, but anyway, that's my preface. Oh,
not yet. You could be, bro.
One of the things that it's taught me, and this is the one that this is like goes for everything, right? Which is why it's, we had we've had Roger Howell on a couple of times, and
That's the main right there.
yeah, I remember one of his sermons one day. He used a widely used quote, but when he said it, he added a comma and continued this quote, and it really changed my perspective on things. And this quote is, practice makes perfect, comma, unless you practice wrong. And one of the things marathon training has taught me is like, if you want to get better at something, do it, but do it right. I've always wanted to kind of like get better at running, and I'm always
Really?
I'm always wondering, like, I'll go out once every 3 weeks and run a 5K at like an 8:45 pace and wonder why I'm averaging a 170 heart rate. I'm like, dude, I do this all the time, man. Why is it so why is it so high? And then I get to where I'm running now at like 10-minute paces and averaging in like the 140 heart rates for
And
like
just be cruising.
10 to 15 miles. And that's because I've consistently hit, 30 plus mile weeks for the past couple months. So occasionally I've hit 250-mile weeks, which wasn't on purpose. It was just because of Dylan's sucky job that he has.
You average out
But
probably like 40.
when I hit my 25 miles the week before and then I hit the 50, it kind of hits where it's supposed to hit. But I think that kind of goes with a lot of things, like if you want to if there's something you want to get better at, it's doesn't get simpler than just doing it, but you got to do it right. Goes with training, jobs. If you want to get better at managing your money, just manage your money, but do it correctly, do it right. Don't do what Dylan does and just buy a pair of shoes and say, "Hey, I'm buying a shoe."
It was financially.
It was financially justified.
It was financially irresponsible, but
justified.
because like I'm already getting hurt from. I'm just gonna blame
think of
my
the
injury
hospital
on these
bills
shoes.
that you would be paying.
I'm like, I cannot run a marathon in these shoes, bro. I don't even want to walk to the door in these shoes anymore. I might use them again, but man, after putting those shoes on last night, the new ones, I don't see it happening.
Bro, the new ones always feel good though when you put them on.
They're like, I like the ones I had, but then I don't want to like downgrade them. But at the same time, like these shoes I just bought, it's just another level. Like they're not on the same tier of shoe.
Yeah,
like
those
you got
like
the old ones
tier
and the
A.
new ones. Well, you got like there's tiers to shoes, man. You got like race day elite marathon shoes. They're like $300, and then you got like the tier below it, and then the tier below it. I think I'm at that. I may be at this tier, like the same tier shoe you have.
I got my Garmin open. I got 334 miles on my old shoes that I started my training in. And I already have 123 miles on the shoes that I bought the beginning of this month.
Yeah. That last like 2 months of training, there's like, it's just like exponential, bro.
Yeah, so I may buy another pair of the shoes that I have and wear them on race day.
You see people that are like legit marathon runners, they're like buying multiple pairs of shoes at a time, or like they're buying shoes like every month, because you're supposed to like 300 miles is supposed to be like, that's it. So a lot of people either wear a complete different shoe every day, or they're buying like, because we run 100 miles a month. Some people are running there's people out there running 70 to 100 miles a week. So I'm just trying to add that up. That's every 3 weeks you need a new pair of shoes. Like the elite, like the guy that's setting records, he's doing 100-mile weeks. And
I want to show this right quick. On my old Brooks shoes, I have 78 activities and 240 miles on them. I'm at 18 on my current shoes, and I'm already like over half that.
I need to find those trail shoes you gave me, and like that. I still don't think I've washed them. They're probably like mildewed.
Yeah, I just finished getting these washed.
I need to add my shoes, bro. But the crazy thing is, like Garmin and Strava say different things.
That's true. I screwed up and forgot to add. I have two different pairs of the Ultra Vanish Tempos on here. So one's called green, one's called pink, because I got two different colors.
Garmin says
But
I only have 400 on my Nikes, but Strava says I have 420. So Strava may count my walks or something. I don't know.
yeah, I mean, you probably have it for more activities on your. Because if you look at this one, like this is my default for running, this is my default for hiking and stuff. So Strava, I gotta log in. So I don't even have it on my. What is my Strava account?
I mean, lemon lime, bro. That's like a goat flavor. That's basically what my shoes. I'm naming my shoes lemon lime. It says max distance 400. You could backtrack though. You could put like. It says you can add it to all since the day you got them.
You know, I should have done that. Instead, I went in and individually did each run
Whack,
that I.
bro. You whack. All right. So, what'd you learn from marathon training?
Well, I already said one.
Like, give us a solid thesis. Give us a thesis statement for what you just said.
If you want to get better at something, do it and do it right. Practice makes perfect, unless you practice wrong.
Look, what's the saying about jack of all trades? Jack of all trades is never a master of one, but is oftentimes better than a master of none. That's the full phrase. We said that on here before, but
Several times.
saying that again. So,
in case y'all forgot,
I mean, the main thing for me is just like the consistency, which is kind of like just going out there and running, bro. Like for me, consistently, even in the gym, like it's the same principle. Like you're gonna get a lot more. I think this is on Nick Bear and his running coach Jeff Cunningham's podcast. He said it's better to be consistently good than occasionally great. Which Peyton, you have a history of being occasionally great. Like that's literally you. But you've been very consistent in the last like 6 months. Like since like probably more consistent than I've known you. But like that's my thing. Like I'm super consistent with the gym, bro. And if you want to make progress in the gym, it's really you got to work hard, but like you got to be consistent. Like because if you're just working hard one day this week and then 2 days next week, it's you're gonna basically if you work hard too hard, you're gonna take longer to recover from that. And second off, you know, I mean, you take longer to recover, you lose your gains just from recovering for 3 days. So basically, you need to be consistent and you need to put in an appropriate amount of effort and work hard. You know, like hard work doesn't necessarily mean 100% like redlining. I mean, you got to give 100% effort, but that effort doesn't have to be towards running as fast as you possibly can if you're not supposed to. You know, your effort may need to be towards slowing down. Like that, you could have 100% effort towards slowing down and going slow and just getting the mileage done and making it a quality run that you could come back tomorrow and do your speed work or whatever, do another run.
See, that's where the do it, but do it right comes in. You know, just like, and that's what my mindset used to be. It's like, you know, I want to get better at running. Let me just run as fast as I can every time, and maybe my heart rate will eventually catch up. And it's just No, that's just not how it works. Now that and I'm not going to say that I'm running right, but at the same time, I am. I'm mixing in, half or like, dang it.
High intensity.
There was a word, yeah, intensity. High intensity runs and low intensity runs. I guess maybe my definition's a little off on those. But,
More like a
like,
moderate
it's like,
tempo. That's what
I
you
ran
call it.
like 4 miles the other day in 31 minutes and 50 seconds.
Bro,
And then
you didn't even say nothing about that. I saw it on there and I was like, sheesh. This man almost, like, it doesn't work like this, but if you like double that, that's like 8 miles in 62 minutes. That's basically 8 miles in an hour. Okay. 3 times 3. Okay, that's 24 miles in 3 hours. Okay, you got 2 miles. All right, so this dude's running a marathon in like 3 hours and 15 minutes. If it doesn't work like that. A lot of people think it works like that, but it's like, no.
But if you run that fast long enough, eventually your legs just become numb. So you can just.
My pipe might just fall off, honestly.
Yeah. But.
I wish it worked like that, bro.
Yeah, I opened up my
zooming,
email.
bro.
I opened up my email yesterday, and I'm just like, a comment from Dylan, and I click it.
You didn't even realize.
Yeah.
But like, all right, let's just hype. We're drafting off from what you were saying. But anyways, just imagine, bro. All right, so you got 4 miles in 31 minutes at like max effort. So your PR 10K, what, 50 minutes?
49:20.
My God, that was real. That wasn't a dream, bro. It feels like a dream. You always send stuff in the middle of the night now, but it's like a dream, bro. So that's 6 miles. So say you could do 6 miles and just take 5 minutes off of that, bro. Like 55 minutes. And that's going to be easier than going all out. Like you're almost a minute slower per mile. All right, so 55 minutes, 6 miles times 4. So that'll get 24 miles at what? 3 hours and 40 minutes.
220 minutes. 3 hours and 40 minutes.
Okay, 3 hours and 40 minutes. You got 24 miles. And you can knock that, like, you can hit sub 4, bro. According to my math, but there's no rest involved. So you're looking at, if you can knock those last 2 miles out in 10 minutes.
You mean 20 minutes? Or
yeah,
10 minutes
10-minute pace. Which I don't know what pace that is to hit sub 4. Or to hit a 55-minute 10K. That's like
or 9:07 or something like that.
9 something. So if you could hit 9-minute miles, like just hit like a 4 miler in 9 minutes, like 36 minutes, and then you have 28 seconds of rest and just repeat it 6 times, you're hitting sub 4.
Uh, 9:23.
But here's the thing, though. Like, because you don't want to blow up.
Yeah.
That's the thing about, like, you can't just do one marathon. Because you do one marathon, all right, you got your time of 6 hours because your legs blew up or whatever. Or if you go in there and you, like, pace yourself because you think, okay, a realistic for me, I'm shooting for 4:45. So you pace yourself for 4:45. You try to negative split it. You get done and you're like, dang, bro, I don't even feel like I worked that hard. Like, I could have went a lot faster. All right, alternate scenario. You go in there, you're hitting 8:30 paces for like 10 miles. You blow up and you hit the same, like 4:30. And you're like, bro, what? So you don't really know what you're capable of until you do a couple of them and make a bunch of mistakes. And then finally, maybe the third or fourth marathon, you're over here negative splitting it properly and you have an appropriate pace. And then that's why you see a lot of people, like, it takes them like 3-4 attempts just to get their sub 3, when they're hitting like a hour 20-minute half marathon, but they can't hit a sub 3 marathon. It's just because it's a different ball game, and you don't know until you get in there and you practice, and you really don't know what it feels like. It's hard because it's such a long distance, relatively speaking, for me, because it's a very long distance for me. We're looking at like 4+ hours of running, and like I don't want to like go out guns a blazing because I want my energy. But if I go out guns a blazing, maybe I don't want to blow up, but like maybe I can PR just because I got more in me. Like it's something like how much more impact does a 9-minute mile have than an 11-minute mile? I mean
you're hitting the ground less.
Yeah, you're hitting the ground less. You're putting out energy more. So it's really like I think my problem is hitting the ground more. Honestly. Because like cardio wise it feels okay. I mean, I'm fine. And like you got to think in terms of what our max miles are too, because that if your max mile is a 9-minute mile, then that's a different story. But we're running at, our easy miles are supposed to be like 9 minutes something, and we're running at like 11-12 most of the time. I mean, it's different. I think it's just because we're heavier, and it beats up on us more. Like even you being, I mean, you're a big guy. I mean, you're not. I joke about it all the time, but you're a big guy compared to somebody that's normally like a runner that just out
they're
there.
like
That's all they do.
140.
Yeah, they're like 140. You're 180. That's 40 more pounds. So every step beats on you more.
Yeah,
so it wears you down more. So, and it takes more calories for you just to live and function, much less run. So it takes more energy for me and you to put the same amount of effort in. So that's why our easy mile, I think that's why, I mean, I'm not a scientist. I don't have any, like, there's not enough studies going into like bigger guys running. Most of the running studies are for like scrawny people that run for a living. But anyways, our max miles are like 6 minutes something. And we're out here talking about, Garmin predicts based off of that, Garmin predicts my marathon to be 3:30. And that's nowhere near, like, I'll be lucky to even, like, a miracle is going to happen for me to hit 4:30. An hour. So that's 2 minutes slower per mile.
My marathon predictors got me sitting at 4:03 right now.
Which I think yours is accurate. Like, I feel like if you, like, went hard, like you could get it. And that goes back to the thing of pacing yourself, because this is a distance that you've never done. You don't know what's going to happen. You want to do it, like, you want to be smart. You probably want a negative split. But at the same time, like, I feel like you should just go hard. Like, because I feel like that's realistic for you if you did it right. Like, I think what I'm trying to say is the execution of it plays a huge part in how it ends up, because, you don't know till you know.
And that's why, like, I kind of like spontaneously texted you that day and was like, "We should just go ahead and do the St. Jude Marathon too."
Yeah.
And the suit was like, "What? Who are you?" But like,
yeah, me too. Because I'm like, man, I just don't know. Like, I know, like, that's not enough time to get fitter. I mean, maybe like 2% better, but like at the same time, I could
but
use,
like, that's
you could
also
use
an
your
extra
performance
8 weeks.
Yeah, you could use your performance in one to help you with the other.
Because, like, I only trained for 16 weeks leading up to this, and
Only.
I'm going from like minimal running to,
I'll be right back. Keep talking.
Like
Just,
16
say something
weeks,
motivational.
maybe for like a elite marathon prepper or marathon runner. Prepping 16 weeks is like probably what they would, because I don't really know, but probably what they average out. Or we'll end up doing, they pick a marathon that probably start like their actual marathon specific prep, probably 16 weeks out. But for like a first time runner or first time marathon runner, I don't really know if like 16 weeks is like the way to go. It's just what I ended up doing. Because like I had goals of like how much mileage I was wanting to hit as far as like what my max long run would be. Because I wanted to hit a marathon in training. And well, that didn't end up happening. Because I wanted to at least experience the distance before I like race the distance. It's kind of like when you, in a way, it's kind of like when you train for a 5K or like train for a 10K race. you'll probably, or like, especially for the shorter distances, you'll probably run like a 5K multiple times or maybe a 10K a couple of times during your actual 10K race prep. But and then you run your 10K, and that's when you run it like as fast as you can as far as race day goes. So I would have liked to hit marathon prep or like hit a marathon during my prep, but I didn't. But it's all good. But yeah, just if you want to get better at something, you just do it. But it's that simple. You just have to do it right. It's like if you want to get better at deadlifting, you deadlift. But don't deadlift with your back rounded, but deadlift correctly and do it. You want to get better at pull-ups? Like I've been on a pull-up grind. Well, not really this week. I didn't do any pull-ups this week, but I've done like 50 pull-ups every time I go to the gym, and I've gotten better at pull-ups. I used to struggle. Like I'd max out like a set, like my first set, and then it would just tumble down to doing sets of 6 towards the end of it. But I've been consistently doing sets of 10 to 12, and it's like 2 to 3 minutes rest. So that goes for a lot of things. The getting better. If you want to get better, you just get out and do it. I'm really waiting for him to come back, so I'm not just talking to myself this whole time. But yeah, marathon training's been an experience. I'm thinking about doing more. I don't know. I'll wait till he gets back. Just talk about some of the other plans that I have coming up soon. But yeah, maybe he'll come back because my mind's toasted. But yeah, think of something you want to get better at. If you like running or if you want to work out, and you want to run, the only way to get better at running is to run. And really that also goes for everything. Like the only way to get better at what you want to get better at is to do what you want to get better at. And you got to do it right. I guess while he's gone, I'm going to go on a side quest right quick and bring up, if you want to find out what your true music taste is, get on. I'm glad you got back because I was about to go on a little side quest.
I was just testing you to see if you could hold down the podcast by yourself.
Yeah, I was about to go on a little side quest.
Dang, bro.
If you want to find out what your music taste is, go on TikTok.
Wow. I mean, yeah, that's where we find a lot of people.
Bro,
I never thought that there'd actually be real artists on TikTok.
Yeah, dude. But I've been listening to that Red Clay Strays all day the past couple of days.
I played them. I like them, bro. They're kind of vibey. They're good background music. I've been trying to find somebody else because I wore Zach Bryan out, and he's not necessarily I mean, this is something else, but it's not necessarily the clean Christian music, So
yeah,
I've been trying to clean it up a little bit, just because I'm in my car for days at a time. It feels like just listening to music, and I'm trying to put a little something better in there. But what did you say while I was gone, bro? Did I miss anything?
I just kept on about you want to get better at something, you got to do what you want to get better at. No, I have to go back and look. I forgot what the first part of the thing I said.
Make a short out of it,
I
bro.
ran on autopilot, bro.
Heck yeah, bro. That's what it's about. Just
But
talking without knowing. I mean, knowing what you're saying, bro. Hey, turn that off. Look, well, y'all can see that we're butting heads with these children today.
it ain't even time for them to wake up yet, bro.
Man, it's still bedtime. It's 9:40 in the morning.
It's bedtime for me.
It really is. Like, that's legit. So, what do you think, man? Give me a guess of where you like. What's your goal / like? You have like for the marathon dream? Like, put it out there right now. I don't like it when people are like, oh yeah, they don't ever put anything down. They give themselves an out. That's like people do that all the time with the gym. Like, they give when you don't lock down on a goal. Which we
Let's
talked about
say
this
this.
early in the podcast. You give yourself a way out.
I'm getting sub 4:30.
Yes, I feel
we saying it right here,
we
right
talked
now.
about that. I'm gonna say I'm getting sub 5, which I don't know if I am or not. But all right, so like I said before on the podcast, you got 3 tiers of goals. You got the goal where if everything goes wrong that day, okay, that's my like my first marathon. That's what I hit. Like just finishing. That's like basically where I hit. Then you got your second. There you go, which would be I think year 4:30.
Yeah, I'm thinking like 5, 4:30, and 4 for the What the next one you're about to say? I jumped ahead.
I'm looking at like if all this like we're talking about you still. Okay, so 5 hours, like that's the slowest you want to be. Like you want to see a 5 on there, or you want to see 4:59.
Yeah.
Like because I feel like that's different, bro. You got a 4 on there versus a 5, it feels a lot different. So and then 4 hours, bro. I'm thinking like sub 4 if everything goes. For you, I would say anywhere between like 4:20 to like 3:45 would be like a home run grand slam day.
I gotta remember what the pace is for this. I don't want to dip slower than 4:45. I think a 10:52 pace average is like great for a marathon.
That would be. I feel like for you, that would be definitely easy.
Because keep in mind, I ran a 15 miler, without race day vibes at a 10:12 pace.
Yeah, and you were in the middle of training.
And I was
at night
by myself at dark.
Well, you don't think about the effects it has of you, like you training at night too, like, or like me training in the morning. Like we're talking about race days at like 7:00. So there is an advantage to that.
And there's going to be some ultra recovery done that weekend. Some good old eating, hopefully.
So what are we saying?
If we're not camping in the truck bed.
Yeah. We're going to talk about that after this, but we need a truck to do that, bro.
I was trying to say trunk, and then I said truck bed.
That would not be bad, bro. My Honda's got a huge trunk in it. Like, it's very spacious. I feel like I could sleep in that. But yeah, so what'd you say? What is a 4-hour 3:59 marathon pace? 9:07?
It was 9:23 for.
What was your 15 miler pace?
10:12.
10:12, and that wasn't too bad. Yeah, so you're definitely. I would say you could definitely hit 4:30.
I think if everything goes absolutely wrong, 5 hours is like I can't go slower than that. But I think like I want to be between 4:30 to 4:45.
Absolutely wrong. Like when everything hit the wall in my last marathon, it took 2 more hours. So like, I absolutely wrong. Just say finish, bro, because you don't know what you might break your ankle.
But I feel like I have a more realistic goal. than you
Well,
did.
our goal was 5 hours that day.
And how you say 2 extra hours?
From when it took 2 extra hours from like 18 miles. So I had 8 miles left and it took 2 more hours. At least. So what I'm saying is we were on pace for a sub 5 whenever everything hit the fan.
Should have run a marathon in training.
That would definitely been not wise because I didn't even run anything in training. So, anyways, I feel like the stars align goal for you sub 4, like 3:59:59.
I would have to be feeling absolutely great for
Or just
that.
say 4 hours, because if you say 4 hours, that gives you I feel like that's leeway. Because I feel like anything between 4 and 4:30 is 4 hours.
Yeah.
It's not. People are freaking out over like 2 or 3 minutes PR, and I'm like, bro, that's like the same race. Like
2 to 3 minutes for a marathon pace versus 2 to 3 minutes for a 5K.
I get it when you're running all out for 26 miles, but when you're on our level, that's not much improvement. Like when you make improvement at our stages of development, we're talking 30 minutes. So I feel like at least going into this marathon, 4 hours, anything sub 4:30 is like 4 hours basically. And the people that don't even run marathons, you can just say 4 hours anyway. They don't care about 4 hours and 26 seconds. So
I think
for me, stars align sub 4:30. Like I'm saying sub 4:30 for me. Just I'm not gonna say 4 hours. So Abby was like, I told her the other day when we ran the 20 miler, I was like, we'll be done about 4 hours. That's where I think probably at the very latest 4 hours, which it almost ended up being later. We really had to suffer. But she was like, how are you going to finish a full 6 more miles in 30 more minutes? And I was like, that was, I was just, I wouldn't, I don't know. Basically, I was like, man, that just tells me she listens, But anyways, first, my stuff hitting the fan goal, obviously finishing. I feel like if you had 4 tiers, I would say at least PR, and finish. That's going to be my stuff hitting the fan goal. Which
imagine you get like
when you got 26 miles, it's hard. Like you could look and like push a little harder on the last 4 limping miles and get like a minute faster. Like I feel like at that length of time, bro, you could put in 1% more effort, even if you like broke your leg and PR. So I feel like it's almost impossible not to PR. Almost.
I feel like
just listen, almost impossible. Like if I come back with 6:10, just say I said almost impossible. I hit the possible. So
I feel like race day is just gonna have me like feeling better than I would on a normal training day. Like plus one, the effects of hopefully the positive effects of the taper.
Bruh.
Into just the atmosphere and not running with one singular person that I'm butting heads with the entire run.
Yeah, I feel like a race day is going to be a whole different, especially from that 20 miler, because the 20 miler is like in the peak of training, all that fatigue. 20 miler, your peak run is going to be like your hardest run. And effort wise, you should still got to put out for marathon, but race day, it amplifies you, like it makes it, I don't know, because like we ran that 10K, bro, and like I pulled up and walked to the starting line, no warm up, and went and PR'd by like 5 minutes, and that's like all race day vibes, like because I did not warm up.
Big tall white guy next to you, not letting you stop.
So that's beneficial. Like I might marathon day. I might try to hang with you for a while. I don't know. We could do it together. I don't know. I'm definitely fitter The shoes, man. The shoes. You got to give the shoes credit. It's a long time of being on your feet running. Shoes do have an impact. That's shoes have been my problem. Like when I first started running, got a new pair of shoes, solved everything. Last marathon, feet blew up. Got a new pair of shoes. Haven't had that problem since. So, maybe these shoes will solve my problem of being too heavy. Maybe
maybe like it'll take away some of the weight.
Yeah, it's definitely took at least like some ounces away. But race day vibes, bro, it adds so much. Like, you've only done one road race, but like, I was there and just saying that, like, even without warming up and being sick at the same time, because I was sick that day, I PR'd by 5 minutes, based off of race day vibes and having you there. So you can't depend on race day vibes because you got to have that foundation. But at the same time, I mean, look at the game. Like, let's put this into perspective of college football. You're playing at home versus playing at away. Race day vibes is playing at home. You have an exponential advantage. Like, Alabama has only lost 9 times at home in 15 years.
Ole Miss really thought they were going to do it last weekend. That's crazy.
Well, Ole Miss has done it before 8 years ago, and we haven't beat them since. But State has never, in my lifetime, has never beaten Alabama. So good luck. But yeah, man. So race day vibes is like having that home field advantage.
I also accidentally PR'd my half marathon during that 15 miler.
Yeah, so which I ran a PR half marathon on marathon day. People say not to do that, but I mean, it didn't have an effect on me.
I got to hit halfway mark. Wait, what?
I'm looking at if I want to hit 4:30, I definitely have to PR my half marathon, which I'm gonna really push. Which I always say this: if we do it at a later time in the day, I could definitely push. My problem is, this is why I say 7 o'clock start time is an advantage for us, for me, because I usually get up and run at like 5 o'clock, and I'm barely awake, so I don't have any desire to run, much less push and PR. Like, it's beneficial to be up for a while before you start, just so you can warm up and actually use your nervous system, like your body, your limbs, and being up. Like, that's why I'd say it's a disadvantage for you. Just you don't get sleep, so hopefully by then you'll have a couple nights sleep under your belt that day. So I'd say let's stick together at least. What's your half marathon? You got to do 2 hours to get sub 4. Now, if you negative split it, your first half marathon will be slower than your second half marathon. Most people take like 4 attempts before they can even get a negative split.
I'm trying to see. I may split this into like 10Ks.
Yeah, me and Trevor did 4 milers, and then we did a couple 4 milers. Like, we planned out everything, like, till the last, like, we're like, this is our plan until it, we can't do it.
Until it hits the fan.
And so we had like 4 milers, 3 milers, 2 milers. I'm thinking, I feel like 10Ks are too long for me. I don't know, because there's 4 of them. 4 milers, though, the 10K there's more of them. So
it would be like it's gonna suck anyway. Hour and 4 minute 10Ks.
Which I like what we were doing. Like, we were doing like 5 milers, like hour loops. Which I like that. But how many miles an hour? you have to hit at least probably 6.5 miles an hour
Oh, for sub 4, I'm
sub
on
4.
the 430.
Let's look at sub 4 so we can both kind of meet in the middle. That
Oh,
way,
0.15 seconds per mile.
you filled the milk.
All right. 55 minutes for 6 miles, pretty much. 54, 55.
So, like I said, that's for 4 hours.
Yeah.
You're 10K in 55 minutes, which for me, that's like maximal. So I don't think I'm going to be hitting sub 4 hours. So if I add 30 minutes to that time, 4:30, I mean, we're looking at 7.5 more minutes. So do the math for me. I'm lost. I didn't brain farted over here. I forgot even what I was talking about.
Hold on, let me get rid of all these freaking tabs I have. You're the one keeping up with
If
chat.
we're doing 4.5
Facebook
hours, we're looking at 10 minutes and 17 seconds. 10, 16.
10 minutes, 10, 17.
10, 17.
11, 27, 10, 17, 9, 23.
Per hour? Okay, so 10, 17 times 6 would be, that'd put me at 61 minutes and 9 seconds. Something like that. I actually did the math one time of what I'd need to do. So it's a 40-minute 4-miler and then take a minute of break. What's up, Carson? And repeat 6 times. I think that's what I'm going to do for the half marathon when we run it, is just test that out and see what happens. Which it's honestly hard for me to pace. Like, it's hard for me to hit an exact pace. Like, I'm either like below it or above it.
I found out something last night. It's much easier to hit an exact pace when you are testes to the wall.
When you're just smashing it.
Because, like, I think I negative splitted my not last night, it was the night before when I ran the 4-miler.
Yeah.
I did it in negatives.
It's definitely easier when you just like come out running.
And I ran a 7:59, a 7:58, a 7:57, and a 7:55. Because I couldn't just go slower because I was already going fast.
Yeah.
And it was
you hold on.
That makes any sense. If you're a runner, I think it makes sense. It's kind of like
I do find it harder to run faster paces after I've been doing easy miles.
I feel like if you're a runner talking to a non-runner, you sound like Doc Hudson talking to Lightning McQueen. You know, if you want to go left, turn right.
Basically.
It's like, what?
But we're gonna see what happens. I've never I don't know. Like all my tempo runs, I think I've only done 2. I've done speed work, but not tempo runs. I did a 5K and I did a 4-miler. The 4-miler, they were both like test tempos. So my 4-miler was like 35 minutes. I feel like I should be able to do a 40-minute, like 38 to 40 minute 4-miler, and be able to repeat that a couple times. But at the same time, I was kind of nervous. It's kind of scary because it seems like every time I just try to hold a pace, it's hard. Like, I'm putting it all in there, but if I'm like just, whatever, I don't care. Forget it.
I feel like I could have went a little
quitting.
better. I did 4 runs a week up until week 10, and then I started 5 runs.
My goal was always like, I had like 5 runs a week, and I'd always hit 4. And then when I switched to 6, I'd hit 5. And the last few weeks have just been inconsistent. Would you rather run 12 hours nonstop or walk 24? Walk. Walking it, like, you could walk like as slow as like 25-minute miles. So, And you could. It depends where you're walking at too. Is this like a trail run, trail hike? Because then you're hitting like 2 miles an hour max, or are you want to like running? You could like run like 5 to 6 miles an hour. That's
Speaking
3
of
times
that,
the effort.
since we got sidetracked from the original topic, anyway, I guess we'll
What?
get sidetracked some more. I said while you were gone dealing with kids that I would wait until you got back and I would bring up the future endeavors. November 18th, got a 20K
Tupelo Trail Shuffle.
Tupelo Trail Shuffle.
You done signed up.
A week before that, Gateway to the Delta 10 miler.
He's done running though. Just gonna race from now on, like not even train. Just gonna do races.
I haven't even signed up for that Gateway to the Delta, but I haven't done it and I really want a hoodie.
All right, so he put a stipulation on the they got hoodies.
Yeah, dude.
The run 12 hours nonstop or walk 24 hours. So if you do the walk, you have to go all uphill. If you run, you have to go all downhill. I feel like you're more prone to injury running downhill too. So I'm still going with walk. And it would make it slower.
It's just easier.
It should be on a stair stepper for 24 hours.
Like,
yeah. And walking,
whether it's up, I mean, yeah, your legs are gonna grow to tree trunks, but like, I don't see a negative from that.
Yeah.
You're gonna get a leg pump for a day. I mean, I would say days, but it's only 24 hours.
Yeah. All right, well, I gotta wrap it up. When's the next food challenge? You know, whenever we do it, bro. Next year, probably January.
3,500 calorie challenge from McDonald's.
Yeah, we'll do it. Hold on, dude. We'll get Peyton in on it. Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, guys. Put Work In podcast. I hate to run, but I gotta go.
Bye-bye.
We'll talk about that stuff later.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later.
Billy Young, Peyton.Cook. Check out our previous episode. Troy Smith, Coroner. Smooth Vanilla. Or he's told me the story of why he poops and stuff and how it all transpired.
Hold on, buddy. He's talking. All right, well, I'll see you guys. Do the comment thing, the like thing, and subscribe, and leave a review and
5 star, or 4, or 1 if you don't like us. I don't care.
If you want it, if you got a 5-star review, leave it. If you don't, just don't. Peace out.
Peace out, guys.